For drivers, road construction is a hassle, but for businesses, it can be a killer, especially when drivers can no longer get to your business. One business owner says he lost thousands of dollars while the state took its sweet time fixing the road. News 13's Matt Grubbs is on special assignment.
It's been disastrous for us.
Bill Slaughter is the guy who owns the Indian Village gas station and the curio shop at the Continental Divide exit along I-40 between Grants and Gallup. He knew a bridge project would slow the flow of tourist traffic to his business, but he didn't know exactly when.
We knew the day they shut it off.
$30,000 worth of fuel I ordered the day before, and all they had to do is come over and say, hey, we're fixing to move all the traffic over the eastbound lane and we're going to close that ramp.
Looking back, way back to March, Bill's son Glenn says it was typical.
That's a waste. Talk about being responsible government. I think that's far from what you've seen here.
The state told the Slaughters the ramp would be open by mid-May in time for tourist season.
So we've been closed April, May, June, July, and going into August.
That's a big deal because the one ramp the state closed the longest brings or brought 75% of the store's business. What's more, the stores make half their money in the 3 summer months.
I mean, I'll bet you there's a million pictures been taken of that Red Rock formation over there.
As tourists snap pictures and stretch, buy souvenirs and gas up.
Usually during the summer months, I'm having to push people out and get them to move out of the gas pumps so other people can get in to get gas.
It just doesn't make any sense to the Slaughters. They feel like they've been stranded on the side of the road and really abandoned by the state without any explanation as to why they've had to sit there day after day with this ramp closed and all that traffic, all that business going past. There was an understandable delay to stabilize soil under the exit ramp, but it's been paved for 2 months. Finally, the state gave itself a July 25th deadline to get the ramp open. Did they hit it?
No. Their deadline was way off.
They're working right there every day to come over here and at least keep us informed.
It's important that you know the state did hold weekly construction meetings. Glenn Slaughter went to some, he didn't go to them all. But he feels like he got the gist of the state's position.
Nobody seems to care about small businesses out here, but I don't think you would see that happen in Albuquerque.
Urban projects have all sorts of accommodations for businesses like this one on Cerrillos Road in Santa Fe. Just up the street at DOT headquarters, the state took issue with the Slaughters' complaints.
I do believe the state did what we could to help all these individuals. We had a detour in place to try to accommodate access to their businesses.
The state did put up a detour sign at the closest exit 6 miles east of the Continental Divide, but that's it. There's no sign saying businesses are open, anything like that. It just says exit 47, exit here, right?
There are not any signs currently that indicate businesses are open. It says that it is the exit for the detour. That is an improvement that the department can work on for this project or for future projects.
After we called, the ramp was open within 2 days.
It is actually about 3 weeks or so ahead of the schedule that it was planned to be open.
Which sounds good, but means that the plan was to keep the ramp closed until almost Labor Day. That's more than 150 days, 5 months of closure, and the end of tourist season.
The silversmiths and the pottery makers bring that stuff into us, so it affects them. It affects our full-time employees, which we've had to cut their hours.
The state said shifting the closure to after the summer instead of during tourist season wasn't possible.
I think that the department is very, like I said, cognizant of our business-friendly approach. There's always something more that we could do.
On the Continental Divide, where water is split between the Pacific and the Atlantic, things are supposed to be that straightforward. The way the state handled this project to the Slaughters, it seems anything but.
It's very disappointing that the state of New Mexico would treat local family businesses or businesses of any kind in the manner that they've treated us.
The state says it can use what it's learned on the project in the future. With the ramp finally open, the Slaughters are more worried about using what's left of tourist season. Matt Grubbs, KRQE News 13.
Now, that project might look familiar. We told you back in October that the state made a mistake during surveying and they had to scrap the entire project. The contractor for that work sued and settled for an $800,000 payout by the state. You can read more on our KRQE app.